yourself under my protection.
Big man in a suit of armor. Take that off, what are you?
Let's put a smile on that face.
I'm touching myself tonight.
How can a woman possibly fight this?
There are two things I want to do. I want an American cheeseburger.
What's up guys, Uz here again, and I wanted to show you some pickups that I'd basically got. This is the DC vs Vampires graphic novel collection. Some of these have come out quite a while back, but I wanted to do a new video there today because part 2 of the DC Vampires All Out War graphic novel just kind of come out, so I wanted to do them all together. So in all of these parts there, you've basically got 2 lots of DC vs Vampires. Let's just show you these there first. You've basically got the 2 lots there, which you can see they got a much more kind of shinier kind of cover, and this is like the main story part, volume 1 and volume 2. And then after that there we've got the All Out War, which has this more kind of matte kind of cover on the slipcase, right? And there's part 1 and part 2. Like I said, this is my my favorite DC story that is out there at the moment. It's kind of my favorite story there off the Modern Times, and the reason being is that very often in these kind of cartoon portrayals and kind of, you know, film portrayals and stuff like that, the good guys always win, right? But as we know, in reality is very often the bad guys often win. And what happens if the good guys become the bad guys? This is the reason why I love this story there so much. So a little bit about this story. Basically what it is that there is a kind of like a vampire virus that starts infecting the DC universe, and the Justice League go in there to try and stop it and stuff like that. But they all one by one start falling. And of course, if people like Superman, Wonder Woman, all of those can't start falling, how are you basically going to go and fight against those? The artwork there is fairly consistent and is you know, really kind of nice. The paper is this kind of matte kind of print paper, which I sometimes don't like compared to the glossy one there, but it gives you a nice feel overall for the type of storyline that they're kind of telling. And it's a really compelling storyline, this, where basically the entire DC universe is being converted to vampires. You know, I'm not gonna give you too many spoilers, but basically we end up having, you know, a situation there where pretty much the Justice League end up becoming the bad guys, and then once again the Suicide Squad basically go and try and stop this kind of situation there. And also stragglers from DC also try and do that there as well. So volume 1 going into volume 2, there's multiple short stories there compiled there into the graphic novels. Like I said, the artwork is pretty consistent, but it's the storyline which is the main thing. The storyline for me is absolutely epic. You kind of like see within the storyline, you actually think, okay, are the good guys going to win this time? There's a real sense of peril within this. Quite often when I read these graphic novels and stuff, there's always this kind of thing in them that is like, oh, the good guy's always going to win. So you basically get rid of any form of what's the word there for it, any kind of intensity within it, any kind of threat within it there. But within this, right, there's a proper threat within this, and actually the threat is realized because, you know, I can understand from reading stuff like this why things like the Walking Dead comic were so popular, because comic books like this, basically you're getting bad guys winning, you know, major characters falling into the wayside, stuff like that. And because of that there, you know, there's always that sense of threat. Now this one, which is the All Out War ones, they changed to a more kind of glossy kind of paper there, and the kind of animation is much more kind of cartoonish. And then we go into this kind of Sin City style of storytelling. But yeah, it's a real kind of like they haven't shirked away from the fact that this is a DC vampires horror based story, and to me that really kind of puts it out there. This one there, which is part one, a lot of it is in this kind of color format, this Sin City kind of color format there, and that is also continued within part two there as well. So when you look at part two, you can see that all of the coloration is in that format, and it's quite good because it kind of differentiates the fact that this is DC vs Vampires All Out War, and then there's also DC vs Vampires there as well, and it tells you the kind of differences between each one. Like I said, I'm not going to spoil it, but it's you know, with this there is a sense of peril, there is a sense of threat, so don't expect a happy ending for everything, but in that, because the fact that it doesn't have a happy ending, it kind of like makes you want to read more, and makes you want more of these volumes that are coming out. And I for one am waiting for any more of these that kind of are bringing in. James Tynion obviously is an amazing amazing storyteller. Let me just show you the backs there as well. This is the part one. You can see amazing artwork here, great artwork on every single one. This raised kind of font here as well, which is quite nice, and they have that in every single one here, this kind of raised font, which is quite nice, all in here, so it gives you that kind of pop for the book, and they look great up on the shelf. So anyway guys, let me know if you have got these volumes there at all, what you think about them, and what you think about the story, and whether you have any recommended reading for anyone else. Until then guys, I'll see you again next time.